Okay, so we're back with the Let's Create for my very first project that I ever made in UE4. So we're recreating that. What is that? Target location 2. I don't believe we need that, so let's delete that. So what we're working on today is we have a mesh, which you can no longer see. But if I just typed in structural wall here, right? So we have, let's just make it visible so you can see. Oh, it's not the destructible wall, is it? It's the plane. And we're going to call this plane force field. Rename. Edit. Rename. Force field _1. It's not called plane anymore. It's called force field 1. And if we just make it visible, you'll see we've got this transparent texture. And what we're doing is or in this video, we're going to be plugging this into our code. So if we go to our level blueprints, and we see here we've got a trigger box that sets simulate physics to the two female characters, and then it does some, we simulate physics, we enable gravity, and we spawn an impulse. Oh, we don't need to do that twice, I don't think. I think we just leave that like that. I don't think we need to spawn two impulses, but let's just check, see if they both get flung out. No. So yeah, let's spawn a couple of impulses. Or is it that open level blueprint? Is it that spawn actor? Yeah, what if controls had that? Oops. Get back to where we were. Okay, that's not what we're working on now anyway. What we're working on, or let's comment this though. So comment explosion and 0G. Now, obviously, we want to put in an explosion there as well. So we're going to be working on this first. And this is like the first gameplay event. You get out, you get into the corridor, there's an explosion. Force field comes down in front of you, but it doesn't come in time to save them two people. And then we're going to have sort of animals running past you as well, which is something that's sort of a surprise for towards the ending that I was thinking about last night after I'd had a bit of a drink. So it might be a bit weird, but yeah, should be fun. Right, so that's done. Now what we want to do is we still want to come off this trigger, I think, because of this sequence. Because once we've done this trigger box, we want to get a reference to this. So force field 1. Go back to our level blueprints, and we want to get a reference to it. And what we want to do is we want to set visibility. We don't need to make it solid because it will already be solid, right? So there's no way you can avoid that trigger box. So let me just set it to be invisible. Okay, there's no way you can avoid that trigger box and collide with it before it will activate, because we're going to make it tall so you can't jump over it as well. So come into the game. That didn't make visible though. So what was the problem there? New visibility to visible. That's why, because I didn't tick the box. So I've come out of my room and I'm like, oh my god. There's every now and again there'll be a bit of screen shake, maybe some sparks and stuff. And then you get to hear there's people running around, and then it's you were lucky that came up just in time. But I think we need to time that out a little better so one thing happens at a time. So there's a little bit of a delay. Like, you would get sucked out instantaneously, but this isn't realism, and we want it to be a little bit more a little bit more dramatic and interesting. So let's go and think about how we can do that. So first thing we want to happen, the series of events is this. We want the wall to explode. We want there to be a short delay, and I do mean short, like 0.1 seconds or 0.2 seconds. Then we want the women to get sucked out at the sort of same time that the force field goes up. And we can do some sort of like voice acting, going oh, something like that, so he feels like he's going to get sucked out. I don't know. There's definitely going to be like a soundtrack and some voice acting in this, chattering in the background. I don't know if I'm going to do it myself or if I'll get a pack, but we'll see. So let's go to level blueprints and see if we can put these delays in. So we want to do the spawn actor before then, because it's this. No, I don't. I think without retooling how we're doing this, it's going to be difficult to put in, because we're using the radial force to do it. I think that'll be fine. It's not. This is not something that's supposed to be like super duper amazing. It's just supposed to be, can I recreate my old project and make it look better and all that sort of stuff? And I think that should work. Okay, so now what we need is we need the ability to go and turn off the. So have we got anything in our meshes like a computer terminal or something like that that we could use? I don't think we have. Something we could use as panel, sci-fi panel. What's this? Let's have a look. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Well, we could definitely use that in the launch in the escape pod. That's definitely something we could use in the escape pod. I don't. It might be too big here to use for what we need. Or if we could make it really small and like put it on the wall. Let's have a look at that. So where is it? Let's see, they want it to be huge. I want it to be like fully huge. But what we might be able to do is just size it right down, rotate it, and place it on the wall as like a terminal or something, right? All we need is you to go over to something to interact, or we could just not do that and have it happen automatically, which is probably what we'll do. Because we don't want to be working on this for too long. We'd have to show the player that by doing some kind of material that drew something around it, like a glowing edge around it or whatever. But what we'll do, we'll just do that narratively. We'll have like a voiceover or someone saying like repressurization complete or whatever. What we do need to do though is we do need to spawn. So if we grab we go into our blueprints, copy this target location, so duplicate that and call it force field spawn. We'll place that right here and rotate it so it's facing us. Now it will use the base of this circle as the spawn point, right? So what we want is we want this to spawn in a force field. So what we're probably going to have to do is create a force field as a blueprint. So blueprint, actor, force field, and then double click on that to open it up. Get a plane. So it's just the same way we've set it up before. Plane, rotate that 90 degrees. We're going to stretch it out a little bit like that and that. It doesn't matter if it's too big, it only matters if it's too small, because we won't be able to see the outside of it, sort of the edges of it, should I say. Materials, we want the force field material that we created. Compile. And that should be that. So go back to our level blueprints. Don't need that. Don't need that. Yes, we want to save. Oh, why has it done that? Is it compiling the shaders? What's gone wrong with that? Materials. What? What's the problem? Maybe it's just catching up. We'll give that a minute and we'll see if there's a problem with that. We'll go back and fix it. But just if you do have problems with your textures not popping up, it's probably because they are building the shaders. But usually it does pop up with a little notification telling you that, which it's not doing in this case. Okay, open level blueprints. And once we've done this, once this has happened, we want a delay because we want to give them enough time. So that's just 1 second, let's say. And then we want to spawn actor from class. From class. And the class we want is the force field. And the location is going to be the spawn point. So we just need to grab a reference for that. We do have it already selected. Right click, create a reference to the force field. This is why working in the level blueprint is sometimes easier, because you don't have to create references and do a lot of casting. And we want to get world transform of the arrow, and then plug that in there. So they should bust out, get exploded out, and then the force field should also... I placed it in the wrong place. I'll just place it there instead. It should just be overlapping. Just turn off snap. Just so it should spawn right there. We might need to make it taller. Hit play. It did work. Oh, she did get sucked out as well eventually. But the thing needs to be much bigger. We might need to leave a bit more time before it actually does pop up. What's going to sell this, obviously, as well, is when we add explosions. In fact, let's open up Epic Games Launcher. How long we got left on this? Couple of minutes. So let's just keep refining this for a little minute. The texture's popped in and it's fine now. So let's go to the blueprints, force field, and we need to make it much bigger. So scale it. Oops. We want snapping back on. Not that one. And then scale. Click that. Scale. Up. Compile. Give it a test. Lighting is going to be the next thing. Okay, so I'm going to create another one of these so she's got her own to get blasted out from. So that is now called target location 2. Let's just quickly go into the code. Don't have it open. Blueprints, open level blueprints. What's this? No, that's not right. I don't know why we've got that. I don't think we need that. That might be what was causing those errors. So, and now we want target location 2. So create a reference for that and plug that into there. Hit play. Compile. That's better. That's way better. Okay, now they both take it. All right. That's great. Okay, so we'll wrap this one up, and in the next one, we're going to work on the lighting, making it a little prettier. Okay, see you in the next one.